Okay, on the bench today we have a Sony PSP Street. Now I picked this up at auction some time ago. It was middle of last year possibly, and I just haven't got round to having a look at it. The most I've basically done is slid the power switch to see if it would come on, and that's basically been it. So I think it's about time that I had a little look at it. So I think the first thing we'll do is we'll see if we can get it to power on or charge or do something. Hopefully that's not too bad for reflections. Tried adjusting the lights, hopefully it's not too dark. Right. Okay, so I have the power button on the bottom. So slide that along. No green light. No, completely dead. Right, first thing I'm going to try is I'm going to fire up the bench power supply. And I'm going to set it to 5 volts. Set the current limit to 2 amps, which is the same as the charger, I believe. Let's plug this in, and yeah, I'm not even getting a charge light. Okay, I'll try switching it on. Not hopeful. No. Yeah, nothing at all. Completely dead. Yeah. Switch that back off. Right, so really, let's just get this thing open, I think. Now I have done quite a bit of work on the original PSPs, changed screens, worked on the laser assembly, as well as the switches down the bottom. Done a few repairs to the original PSP, but never been inside one of these ones. But 4 screws on this back bit, looks of it. And I think there's 2 up top here as well. Okay. There we go. Couldn't get that to catch in the screw. Okay, so that's them 4. Two at the top, one either side of the USB port. Right, so that's just going to lift off then. Now we have to detach this first. I think the annoying thing about this is the whole, the battery being built in, unlike the other ones where you could just replace it. There's my glasses. We'll better look at this. that's coming. Don't want to break this. There we go. Just have to pull it to the side slightly. Remove it for the wee hole. Right. Okay. Well, looks nice and clean in there. Got the battery sits under here. Feels like there's a wee screw hole there. It's a warranty seal. Is that a screw hole? I'm just going to peel this back. Yeah, there's a screw. The battery comes off nice and easy. Let's see what happens now when I plug this into the bench supply. Any difference? Nope. Wonder if we're getting anything through. If we're getting any voltage through to where the battery plugs in. That's set like that, so it should be positive on the left. Definitely making connection, but yeah, we've got nothing there. So, in all fairness, the power supplies, there's no current draw from the supply. Right. Okay. Does this front just pop off? I think I'm missing anything here. see any other screws, so it just clips off, and cable for the buttons, screen, a couple of wee clips here. Go. And the rubber cable. Okay, pop that aside. And a little bit of tape here. Look for this side. I risk damaging that. Just pop that up. There we go. Right. Okay, so I'm assuming this is where the power comes in. Let's make sure that is making it through to the board. DC, negative, positive, yep, I'll get the 5 volts through. Okay. So there must be a problem in the circuit somewhere. So let's say it's drawing nothing. Right, okay, I think we'll go over this board with the multimeter, test a few components, particularly around the area where the power comes in, and we'll take it from there. Alright, before I do anything else, I think I'm going to put some juice in this battery. So I've got my power supply set up. And I've got it set to 4 volts. So let's try and kickstart this battery because it was sitting just under 3 volts. So it's taking 1.24 amps and dropping slowly. So I'll just keep this like this for a bit. Try and get the battery nearer the 3.7. We'll see if that makes a difference when we plug into the machine. And then we'll just have to work out, if it's still a problem, we'll have to work out why the charging circuit inside the PSP is not working. It certainly doesn't seem to be. Right, I'll keep doing this and I'll be back once I've revitalised this battery. Right, okay, let's see what we've got in the battery now. We got 3.69, so yeah, I think that would be enough to switch it on. I'm not sure if this would need to be connected or not. I wouldn't have thought so. Let's plug this in. Go. Our two wee lights are here, so let's see what happens. And still nothing. Alright. Okay, I think possibly pop this board out. We'll have a closer look at the circuit board and give it a check over. Right, I've got this out. There was only one screw held the board in place. I just sat here, there, obviously taking off all the ribbon cables all the way around, and then it just slides out nice and easy. Also took this part out so that I could take the power jack off as well, because it's routed underneath this piece. The wires clip in here. That way I can also plug this in and flip it over. I can also plug the battery in, so that's going to make it a bit easier checking what's actually happening here, or in this case not happening. And the two LEDs, you know, the charge and the power on LED, they're both at the bottom here, so we'll be able to see if anything happens. Right, so let's try and figure out what's going on here. Right, I think first things first, I'm going to give the board a bit of inspection under the microscope. So there's our power switch, there'll be power supply there. Oh, I've got a fuse there, might as well check these. Right. So I'll put this one here. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, we've got another one. So that goes from here. That's fine as well. Right, flip it over. Okay, I've got another fuse here. That's fine as well. Got another one. And that's fine as well. And another one. Right. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything that I'd be concerned about. Right, let's go back to the overhead view. Right, well, I mean the battery's got a bit of a charge in it, so let's plug this in. glasses on first. Actually see what I'm doing. Right, battery in. Still nothing. Let's plug this in. DC jack. Just going to zoom out a little bit. Right, 5 volts, 2 amps. Oh, well, light. Right, so we'll have the charging light now. Curious. Oh, it's just went out. We got a dodgy connection somewhere. Dodgy connection on that battery, the battery terminal. Right, okay, I think what I'll do then, I'm going to leave that charging, and once it's fully charged, we'll try powering it on, see what happens. Right, I'll be back once that's done. Right, I've been charging this for a while. Got like 3.8 volts, I think, up to now. So, need to figure out why this isn't charging all the time. It's clearly some sort of problem with this connection, but I can't for the life of me figure it out. It's on there. Pushing down on this side. This side. Try and not short anything out here. I'll use something plastic. You pushing it in and pushing it down just doesn't seem to do anything. It's when you lift it slightly. Yeah. Lifted and then moved just to the side a little. Right. I mean, there doesn't seem to be anything wrong at all with that connector. I mean, that's solid. That's solid. As are those pins. Yeah, on the board, I mean they're not moving, they're perfect. So, is it in here that's the issue? See if we can keep that in focus. There's a bit of movement there. It seems to be when you pull the wires and then sort of tilt up or slightly to the side that's making a connection. I have a funny feeling those just aren't tight enough. They're not gripping round the posts as firmly as they need to. Just wondering if I can pop these off of here and then reseat them. maybe squash. Just my multimeter switching off, because these will pop out of here, and maybe I can squash the gap together a bit and then put them back in, see if that makes a difference. Try this with that little toothpick. I've got a lot of wire to work with, so it's going to be a bit tricky applying pressure to pull it out, because you have to sort of lift these up and pull the wire. I think it's anyway I'm going to be able to do what I'm thinking for this side. Just thinking if I can close the gap up slightly, that might just do it. Yep, I need to get these off. Right, I'm going to try this off camera because it's a bit difficult making sure that I'm in shot, etc. I'll give this a go. Right, managed to get them out. So, let's see if I can use the tweezers and just squeeze the ends together a little bit. Ooh, maybe too much. Excuse the dirty fingernails. Slip these back into here. White one. And black. Same in. Right. Let's see. Right, fingers crossed, I plug this in, and the light comes straight on. I'm going to hold my breath. May not even go back in because I've made them too tight. I think that might have done it. It's certainly nice and tight in there now, and you can move it around without turning off. So yeah, bonus. Right. I will leave it on charge for a bit longer. Then I think we'll get it back in the case, piece it all back together. We'll see if it switches on. I mean, the problem could still be that the machine's been bricked because someone's attempted to to mess with the firmware. That's definitely a possibility. But now that we've got the battery back up and running, we'll be able to take it through there. Not sure how we would confirm that that's the cause if it doesn't come on. But yeah, that's the plan. So I'll leave it again to charge for a bit and then I'll piece it back together. I'll show that on camera because I didn't show taking the board out. So yeah, we'll do that on camera, piece it back together, test it. Right, that's the battery fully charged up at 4.2 volts. Took a little bit of time, so that's a good sign. If it had reached capacity quickly, then there'd be a good chance the battery's needing replaced. Right, so now I want to get this back together. So screw this DC jack into here, and then to guide these wires back through here. Glasses first. The slit's quite thin, so you've got to do it one wire at a time. And through there, pop this back in, and then set this back in here. I think it pretty much just sticks on. Right, that's that. Now for the board, goes this way. What I'm going to do is move that out the way first. Make sure all these ribbons are on the right side. Alright, I think that's them all. Top being in the backside. That's in. So I'll just double check I've got that the right way, which I don't. And this way up. There we go. fine. So, right. Screw in this board, just a single screw held it in place. That should be that. I just realised still got to connect this. So off this comes again. Should be able to rest it like that. I think for for testing, I'm just not going to bother. I'll put that back on the sink. Hopefully, push this along, it comes on. No, it doesn't. Right, what was going to plug the charger in? We're getting a charging light. Turn the power supply on, would help. Okay, so we're getting a charging light. Switch it on. Okay, green then straight back to orange again. It's not good. Just realised you can't see that. You can see the orange lights on. Flick the switch. Goes green. Oh wait, is this coming on? And it certainly is. Nice. Oh, that's awesome. Wasn't looking good to begin with there. Switch this off just now, and we'll actually piece it back together properly. Battery cover back on. And screw. The bit I'm finding a bit strange is that little connector being as loose as it was. Now, this warranty sticker was 100% untouched. I mean, it was perfect. So I don't understand how it could have gotten loose, you know, the battery connector. But that definitely seems like that's 100% what the problem was. I didn't really do anything else. So yeah, strange one. Right, I'm going to figure out how to piece this back together. Top, so it goes that way. So this goes in there. Okay, that side's definitely in. That side's in. Yep, seems fine. Right. Okay, this will clip shut. These two screws on top. Coming on, got a green light. I'm going to grab again. Could have gone through all that, and then this drag doesn't work. Okay, Doesn't sound like it's spinning. Oh, it is. Very quiet. Turn my power supply off, maybe hear it a bit better. Oops, turn the lights off. You'll see the screen a bit better maybe. Continue without saving. Well, all the thumbstick's working fine. Bumpers are working. Not exactly sure what I'm supposed to be doing here, of course. Collect the gems and find the exit to move on. No, that certainly seems to be working. A lot of PlayStation buttons working as well. Do you want to exit? Yep. Yep, that seems to be working fine. Volume buttons working, up and down. Yep. Right, so I would say that's fixed, and a bit of a strange one, to be honest. How that connector was loose, I've absolutely no idea. But once it was tightened up, as you've seen, it was working fine. It was charging fine. And turning on and playing game, no problem. Right. Very happy. Right, so if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more like it, then subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell notification icon if you want to be notified anytime I upload new content. Thanks for watching. Cheers.